Hour 96. No more condo parties. We're back to reality. Could you? Diplo is in the house, man.
Yeah, it's never reality with me, man. It's always a fantasy world. We're here at Power 96. Shout out having me over here at the radio.
Thanks for coming. We've been trying to get a hold of you, but you probably were living on the main stage at Ultra all week.
Yeah, I got a condo over there in Biscayne on the stage.
Wrist Blaine got a condo.
Yeah, never have to leave. Me and Drake, we're roomies.
Let's talk about Ultra. You did a main stage set on Friday as Diplo, and then on Sunday you did a set with Skrillex as Jack U. What's the difference? Talk about the difference between those two sets.
Well, the first one, the Diplo set, was kind of like totally random chaos. We had so many guests on the stage. I just kind of had people come through. We had Marshall Montano, Sean Paul, Waka Flocka, Riff Raff. The whole Major Lazer crew came on. We played some new records, but it was more fun. I mean, I think I was probably the weirdest DJ on the main stage by far. We had it was totally chaos. I played some house music. I played some weird trap, some new Medish made, Express Yourself records that people knew, Revolution. But it was just super random, and I had a good time. And then Skrillex one, we kind of rehearsed it, but it was even more crazier. We had double Dutch girls on stage. We had people with fire going off. I don't know what was going on. I think they Ultra put us on there to switch up the tempo. We had a big crowd though for the Jack U set. I think that we had the most streams of the whole Ultra festival. So. Everybody loved. I guess people love new music at Ultra, so that was cool.
I was gonna say, I think the Jack U, a lot of people, it kind of broke barriers and just was so different and unique. How did you guys even talk about, hey, let's come up with Jack U?
Well, I've worked with Skrillex for years. Like I helped him on the first EP he released. I did a couple records together that didn't make it. One was called Amplifier, and then I've been working with him a lot. This last album I did a record with him called Dirty Vibes. And we have a good vibe together. We played some shows together in Europe. We did a big show in Jamaica together with Major Lazer. And we just been connecting and working on demos. And we have the same kind of train of thought as, no genres, just kind of like take it to the party and make things crazy. And I think we have a couple records we're working on now as Jack U. So I think me and his style, I'm a little more urban. He's a little more EDM and crazier. And I think together though, we just have this like vibe that people, we get along and we just love the records that we make and play together.
So let's talk about Major Lazer, because you're a white boy, but it's like you have this inner dance hall Jamaican Caribbean side.
Well, I grew up in Fort Lauderdale. I went to high school, South Plantation. Growing up in South Florida, you have a dance hall. I went to so many parties at the park on Sunrise Boulevard. I went to even growing up, another guy in the crew is called Walshy Fire. He's from Black Chinese. Shout out all the Black Chinese, all the Miami dance hall selectors out here. I've always just been into that music, and even my first record was Vibes Cartel I put out almost 10 years ago. And that's always been something I've been fascinated with. And I think when EDM broke, I found a way to kind of bring that sound out again, and it did with a twist. And we did it as kind of a hobby, but then like I said, we did a show in Jamaica in December, and it was insane. We had almost 7,000 people came out to see us play, and it was just to see us have a fan base there in Jamaica and have dance all around the world, play our records, and we're able to move things forward and do different things and see people support it. It's been amazing. And it's just been exciting. Something like Bubble Butt's a record it's Major Lazer. It's got a dance hall vibe, but something like Bruno Mars on it. It's a cool way for us to make music with no barriers.
How did you get him? Was that just some B-roll that had laying around, and you were like, we can make a track out of this?
I worked with him a lot. I worked on his first album. I did a song on each of his last two albums, and we were just in the studio actually working for No Doubt. We were writing stuff for No Doubt, and I laid this record down. And I had this hook idea, and he just kind of put words to it. I tracked it, and he was like, whatever. And then we used it, and he was like, fuck it. I'm into that because he's like, I'm gonna go to the club and hear something with my name on it because I'm sick of walking in this club and they're beautiful girls, and he wanted something hard, so he's like, cool, let's put this record out. And Tyga jumped on it. It's just been before the whole twerk thing happened with the DJs. I think that record was kind of one of them records that bubbled up, but I love Bruno Mars.
Bubble butted up.
It bubble butted up. But Bruno's from reggae background too. Yeah. He was in he has a lot of ska sounds on his records, and where he's from in Hawaii, he was a reggae singer out there. So he's, shout out him. He's always been supportive of what we're doing.
Huge record that we're playing right now, Revolution, and I'm gonna butcher her name, so you have to help me out with, because she has a very.
It's just Kai. That's it. Okay. The girl. It's just Kai. Talking about that girl? Yeah. Yeah, that's easy. She's a long ass name, her real name, but we just call her Kai. She's a great songwriter, and we did that record together about maybe 6 months ago, and for real, I think South Florida and Tampa and Orlando is where like it picked up. Like when first people started playing it on the radio. And I think you guys get it down here because she had that kind of like freestyle vibe with the vocals and that, put a kind of a trap record in there. So it's kind of got that like you could play in your car, you know. So
it's melodic. It's like Clarity, but just nasty, you know, trap.
Yeah, exactly. Like a nasty, not very clear Clarity, like a trappy Clarity.
Exactly. What's on the radar now? We talked a little bit earlier about how there's kind of like two. You have the big festival crowd, and then you have kind of this new deep house, people getting back into house and soulful house music. Where do you think the scene goes from here, and what's up next?
I think in general the population is informed about EDM. You know, when it first came out, like dance music becoming big, festival headliners. I think a lot of people had to be hit with the hardcore stuff immediately to get their attention. Now that kids are going to the clubs, when I first started seeing people go to parties, they're like, "Oh, Avicii's play." They don't even know who it was. It was Tiesto. They just know names. They don't even know the records. I was with a girl last night driving around listening to Ultra. She's like, "I love this song. How do you know what it is?" And she don't even know what the song was. She knows the hooks. But I think a lot of kids they're starting to be informed about who these guys are, who the producers are, who the songwriters are. And when they get informed, they start getting deeper into they can get into like that deeper house music or more melodic stuff. It doesn't have to be so in your face, you know.
Sure.
So I think a lot of stuff's going to shift that way. We have sexier music, you know. But even when I was at Burning Man this year, and that whole festival that was run by like that UK underground bass sound, like that was just taking over like 10,000-20,000 people dancing to parties. It's like just sub basses and 4/4 kicks. I think it's gonna go back to underground sound. You know, once kids get informed about the music, they're gonna see all the different things that are going on in the scene. They're gonna be attracted to new things.
Fun fact about Ultra, we came across this statistic. The most Shazam record at Ultra was Major Lazer, Watch Out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I think, what's crazy about that record? That record for us was by far our biggest record ever. It didn't get any play in America, but in Europe it went #1 in France, beat Daft Punk, in Belgium, in Germany, in Italy. It was like insane for us over there. I feel like we never really pushed it in America.
You know, we're like a year behind, you know?
But, and then Daddy Yankee jumped on that record, and it got played a little bit in Miami. Puerto Rico, it was like the biggest song, Colombia, Venezuela. So it's crazy. The horn line, everything is works for that record, and I feel like, people still hear it a little bit. They're like, whoa, what the hell is this? But Busy Signal, shout out, that record was big for us, and we got a lot of stuff like that on the new album, though. We're just working here in Miami on some new records, so hopefully at the end of the year you can hear some new stuff.
Major Lazer.
Yeah. We had an EP that just came out, Sean Paul, Pharrell, Machel Montano's on it. We just did a little EP just to hold people over. Yeah. Our record with Sean Paul is getting big in Europe. In America, people sometimes play the Pharrell record. Down in the Trinidad, we got this record called Soundbang, ran the Carnival. So we just put out little records here and there and see what happens. We're making a video for Sean Paul's song right now, so we'll see if that gets some radio play.
I'm going to leave you with this. Normally I ask guys that are from out of town, what's your favorite thing about Miami? You're down here all the time. I'm going to ask you this. Okay, the whole world is like overrun with zombies or whatever, right. And Diplo just happened to be by himself on an island. Everyone's gone. You're by yourself. But a woman appears, and this is going to save the universe. It could be a white girl from Nebraska, a Jamaican girl, or a Latin Cubana. Right. Who do you want to appear as the new Eve, Adam and Eve? Who are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with the Cuban. I've been in Miami for a little while, so, I shout out my Cuban girls. And I'm going to have to say that just because, I'm down here a lot. I just feel like that's my vibe.
I'm with you. Bubble Butt. Hanging out with Diplo, Power 96. Man, thanks so much for swinging through the studio.
Thank you for all the love, all the support. I've been listening to Power 96 since I was a baby, so big up all my South Florida people.
Kucha, kucha, kucha.